With all the talk of COVID-19 vaccines and trials right now, we thought we would check in on the one being developed in our own province. Dr. Volker Gerdts is the director of the Vaccine and Infectious Disease Organization International Vaccine Center, also known as VIDO-InterVac at the University of Saskatchewan. He's been working on the front lines of the global effort to develop a vaccine against the coronavirus. He joins me now. Thanks for being here, Dr. Gerdts.
Thanks for having me.
So first off, I want to start with your reaction to the news about the vaccines developed by Moderna and Pfizer and the efficacy rate.
Well, I think it's very encouraging for all of us. It shows that we will get this disease under control by using vaccines. And I mean, those are two front runners. And if it's true what has been shown in those press releases, the efficacy is very good.
So where are things at in Saskatoon at VIDO-InterVac?
Yeah, so we are about to enter clinical trials. We have a meeting with the regulators coming up now, and we hope to get permission to start our phase 1, phase 2 trials in December of this year. So just in a few weeks.
Are you connected to any pharmaceutical companies or anyone to help you with distribution once you get to that point?
Well, so we're going now into the early clinical trials, right? So at the moment, we have those studies run in Halifax, and we have various companies that we're working with, contract manufacturers that make our vaccine and that make the adjuvant that goes into the vaccine. So yes, we do.
I know you've talked a lot in the past about how scientists around the world are sharing information. Is that still happening as you get closer and closer to a vaccine?
Yes, it is. So every week, we still continue to have these expert groups that were formed by the World Health Organization. So every Wednesday and Thursday morning, and sometimes also on Tuesday mornings, there are meetings where essentially every researcher involved in a major study, as soon as the study is completed, they have a chance to present their data, and everybody live gets an update on what the results look like.
I guess my question is, as other companies start talking about being first to release their vaccines, do you keep continuing your work? You don't shut anything down? You still are going to continue to try and find a vaccine?
Oh yeah, like there's lots of questions that are still open, even on those two that you referred to, the Moderna and the Pfizer vaccine. We don't know how long protection lasts. We don't know how often you have to be revaccinated. We don't know really how effective the storage of it is, how cost effective it is, when Canadians will have access to it. So there is still lots of questions that are unanswered at the moment. And I think it's wise for us to continue what we're doing. We believe that our vaccine will beat maybe some of those that are out there right now. And so, it's very important for us to continue with what we're doing.
I have to wonder, what have you learned through all of this? I know it normally takes a very long time to build a vaccine that works, but you're under an awful lot of pressure right now as we work through this pandemic.
Well, I think what we all are seeing is that, the times of making vaccines in a decade are over. Things have to be done much quicker now, and the technology is there to make things quicker. I'm not sure if every time there will be a new disease, we can expect to have a vaccine in a year or two. This is a very unique situation, and some of these companies that you just referred to have received large amounts of money from governments around the world to be so quick. And without that, every time, it may not be possible to every time there is a new disease to make a vaccine in a year.
What do you want people to know?
So I think number one, as I started out saying, if the data that is presented in these press releases is true, I think it shows that vaccines are a very effective tool in controlling this disease. And so it's important for people to get vaccinated. That's number one. Number two, I think, is also to say that despite all these rumors that are out there, these vaccines are going through rigorous assessment of their safety, and they're safe products. So the processes that look at the safety of a vaccine, we have not cut any corners. So I think it's safe to use these. And then lastly, I think, really understanding that vaccines are just one tool in the whole toolbox of public health. And so it even in the beginning, it will be very, very important, in addition to getting vaccinated, to continue to